Hi guys, welcome to another video from Little to Simple. India's urban mobility scene was once dominated by two major players, Ola and Uber. For years, these two ride-hailing giants battled for market share, with no real competition in sight. But just when it seemed like the duopoly was here to stay, a new challenger emerged on two wheels, Rapido. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of how Rapido, a bike taxi startup, disrupted the taxi market, redefined urban mobility, and ended the duopoly of Ola and Uber in India. Stay tuned to find out how this two-wheeler revolution changed the game. Before Rapido hit the streets, the Indian ride-hailing landscape was firmly in the hands of two giants, Ola and Uber. Launched in 2010 and 2013 respectively, these companies introduced Indian commuters to the convenience of app-based taxi services. At a time when auto rickshaw drivers were known for refusing rides and negotiating fares was a hassle, these platforms promised transparency, convenience, and comfort. It didn't take long for them to capture the hearts of millions of commuters. Ola and Uber enjoyed a duopoly in the Indian market for nearly a decade, offering similar services like budget rides, premium cabs, auto rickshaw bookings, and more. But despite their dominance, there was a massive gap in the market. Affordable, quick rides for shorter distances. Enter Rapido. Founded in 2015 by three young entrepreneurs, Arvind Sanka, Pawan Guntupalli, and Rishikesh SR, Rapido was born out of a simple yet powerful idea. Why not use bike as taxis? In India's congested cities, where traffic jams were a daily nightmare, bikes offered a clear advantage. They could navigate through narrow streets, avoid long traffic queues, and provide a faster, cheaper alternative to cars. The founders realized that while Ola and Uber had cornered the car market, the two-wheeler segment was an untapped gold mine. With this vision in mind, Rapido was launched as India's first bike taxi platform. But it wasn't just the concept of bike taxis that made Rapido stand out. It was how the company positioned itself as the ideal solution for short distance commuters. What made Rapido truly unique was its value proposition. The startup focused on solving a very specific problem, short distance travel. Unlike Ola and Uber, which primarily catered to long distance commuters or airport transfers, Rapido found its sweet spot in short rides. Those daily 2 to 5 kilometer trips to work, college, or a quick run to the grocery store. And the best part, Rapido rides were incredibly affordable, with fares starting as low as 15 rupees for a few kilometers. It was a budget-friendly alternative for millions of people who didn't want to pay for a full-fledged cab. By offering quick, affordable, and convenient bike rides, Rapido found a niche that neither Ola nor Uber had fully explored. But how did they manage to scale up in such a competitive environment? Like any startup, Rapido faced its share of challenges. Regulatory hurdles were the biggest. In India, bike taxis were not legally recognized in many states. This meant Rapido had to fight several legal battles to get its service approved. In states like Karnataka and Maharashtra, authorities cracked down on bike taxi services, citing safety and regulatory concerns. But Rapido didn't back down. The founders worked closely with regulators, pitching the idea as a solution for urban transportation challenges, and eventually gained approvals in several key states. Rapido also focused heavily on building a strong fleet of bike captains. To ensure quality service, the company provided safety training, helmets for both riders and passengers, and regular maintenance checks on bikes. They also offered flexible work opportunities, attracting thousands of bike owners who wanted to earn extra income by working part-time. From its humble beginnings in Bangalore, Rapido rapidly expanded to over 100 cities across India, with more than 1 million registered bike captains. But growth wasn't enough. They had to constantly innovate to stay ahead of the competition. One of the key reasons Rapido was able to break the Ola-Uber duopoly was through continuous innovation. The company leveraged technology to streamline operations, enhance the user experience, and improve efficiency. They introduced features like real-time GPS tracking, one-click ride bookings, and automated fare calculation, ensuring a seamless experience for both riders and customers. Rapido's in-app navigation was particularly crucial for captains, allowing them to avoid traffic jams and take the shortest routes. They also also introduced a strong feedback and rating system to maintain service quality. Users could rate captains, and those with consistently high ratings were rewarded with bonuses, creating a win-win scenario for both captains and passengers. Rapido also focused on hyper-local marketing campaigns, from quirky social media ads to partnerships with local businesses. They ensured that the brand resonated with everyday commuters. The 2-minute ride campaign, for example, became a massive hit, emphasizing how quick and convenient a Rapido ride could be. Rapido also introduced a subscription model for captains, where the captains could pay a fixed subscription fee for getting rides instead of paying a commission on every ride to Rapido. This subscription model, whose inspiration in part came from the Bengaluru-based ONDC ride-hauling service called Nammayatri, attracted a lot of drivers from Ola and Uber to Rapido, greatly increasing Rapido's adoption by the drivers, which in turn meant higher use by customers. Seeing Rapido's success, both Ola and Uber tried to jump on the bike taxi bandwagon. Uber launched Uber Moto while Ola introduced Ola Bike. However, neither could replicate Rapido's success in the bike segment. Why? Because Rapido had already built a loyal customer base and a well-oiled operational machine. While Ola and Uber were focused on their car and auto rickshaw services, Rapido had become synonymous with bike taxis. They had the first mover advantage, and more importantly, they had fine-tuned their business model to cater to local needs. In fact, by 2023, Rapido had captured over 75% of the bike taxi market in India, with millions of daily rides across the country. While Ola and Uber remained dominant in the car segment, they couldn't match Rapido's success on two wheels. Rapido's success goes beyond market share. It has had a transformative impact on urban mobility in India. By providing affordable, quick and reliable transportation for short distances, Rapido has empowered millions of Indians to beat traffic, save time, and reduce their commuting costs. From college students to working professionals and even women commuters, Rapido became the go-to option for those looking for a quick, no-frills ride. The platform also enabled economic opportunities for thousands of bike captains who could now earn a steady income while working flexible hours. Rapido's growth also contributed to reducing congestion on the streets. Fewer cars on the road meant less traffic and a smaller carbon footprint. In fact, the use of bikes over cars for shorter distances has helped reduce urban pollution, making Rapido not just a disruptor but also an eco-friendly alternative in India's urban transport ecosystem. While Rapido's success story is inspiring, it hasn't been without challenges. Beyond regulatory hurdles, Rapido faced significant resistance from local auto rickshaw unions and other vested interests. In some cities, there were protests by local transport unions who saw Rapido as a threat to their livelihoods. Many of these unions feared that the affordability and convenience of Rapido would eat into their customer base. To address these concerns, Rapido often engaged in dialogue with these groups, assuring them that the bike taxis were targeting a different market segment, one focused on short rides that auto rickshaws often didn't prioritize. Interestingly, the COVID-19 pandemic ended up being a turning point for Rapido. With social distancing measures in place and people avoiding crowded public transport, the demand for individual rides surged. While Ola and Uber struggled to keep up with the fluctuating demand and higher operating costs, Rapido's low-cost bike taxis became a popular choice. Rapido adapted quickly to the new reality. They introduced stringent safety protocols, ensuring that both riders and passengers wore masks, sanitized helmets, and maintained hygiene standards. The company even launched Rapido Deliveries, a service that helped local businesses and restaurants deliver goods during the pandemic. The pivot into deliveries helped Rapido survive the pandemic and further expand its business model, making them a key player not just in mobility but in last mile logistics as well. As Rapido continues to grow, the company is already eyeing new markets and innovations. With bike taxis proving to be a sustainable solution in India's crowded cities, Rapido has begun expanding its services to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, where public transport options are even more limited. The startup is also exploring the potential of electric bikes to reduce its carbon footprint even further. As sustainability becomes a growing concern worldwide, Rapido's shift toward eco-friendly electric vehicles could be a game changer in the future of urban transport. With backing from several major investors and a loyal customer base, Rapido is set to lead the next phase of urban mobility in India. But can they maintain their lead as competitors like Ola and Uber continue to experiment with bike taxis and other last mile solutions? By now, it is clear that Rapido didn't just survive the competition, it thrived. So how exactly did Rapido end the Ola and Uber duopoly? Let's recap. First, Rapido found a niche, short distance, budget-friendly travel when neither Ola nor Uber had fully capitalized. Second, they adapted to the local challenges of Indian cities, offering a solution to the daily commuting woes of millions. Third, their focus on affordability and quick service allowed them to build a loyal customer base and outpace their rivals in the bike taxi segment. Finally, Rapido's continuous innovation, whether through technology, safety protocols, or pivoting into deliveries, allowed them to stay relevant and expand rapidly, even in the face of regulatory and competitive challenges. In just a few years, Rapido has gone from a small bike taxi startup to a market leader, breaking the dominance of Ola and Uber in India's urban transport market. With its focus on solving real problems for commuters and its ability to adapt to changing conditions, Rapido has redefined what it means to get around in India's busiest cities. As urban mobility continues to evolve, Rapido's story is a reminder that with the right mix of innovation, persistence, and a deep understanding of local needs, even the mightiest duopolies can be disrupted. What do you think? Will Rapido continue to dominate the bike taxi market, or will Ola and Uber fight back to reclaim their territory? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting business stories.